Hey guys, welcome to Acting Up with G. That's me. My name is Georgia Grant Anderson and welcome to Touring Advice. Welcome if you're new to my channel, and welcome back if you're not. As you know, my name is Georgia, I'm an actor and I try to do these videos every Monday. We ain't gonna talk about it. I thought I could do one on touring. Since I'm on a tour right now, I've learned a lot from being on it, so I thought I could share some advice for people who are maybe they're about to do a tour, some actors who are about to do a tour, they've never done a tour before, or maybe you're just like interested in how touring's going. I'm just trying to help, you know? Ooh, new camera, who this? I haven't done a sit down video in ages, so this is fun. So, currently I am playing Gabs in the David Walliams Demon Dentist tour. We have been basically everywhere. The only place left to go is to Ireland, which we're going to next week, which is crazy. I can't believe it. It's been like, what, 10 months of busy tour life. If you would like to know more about the tour, I've been doing vlogs throughout, so you can go check those out. Okay, my first piece of advice is pack light. Don't do me. Most of the time during Demon Dentist, like, we'll have like 4 days of shows and a travel day. So I need to think, I need maybe like 4 or 5 outfits. I don't need to bring my whole wardrobe with me. I need to take my own advice, not gonna lie. When you're on tour, how it works is you're given a schedule, you're given the places that you're gonna go to, you book your accommodation, you book your trains. Obviously they'll give you the money for all that stuff, but yeah, you book those in advance. So when it comes to your luggage, you wanna think like, okay, I'm on a train journey. I wanna make sure that I'm not lugging up the stairs. Even your accommodation, sometimes your digs might have like 2 flights of stairs, no lift. So you have to think, okay, I know I'm going to this place, let me make sure that I pack light. I'm only here for 3 days, you know, be realistic, because there's so many times that I've got like 10 outfits in my luggage and I only needed like 3. So yeah, you just got to think about that effort. And also, majority of the time you are going to be in your costume. Right now, I mean, it's like summer, but I'm just in leggings and a top and like trainers. You only need like 1 pair of trainer, like comfy shoes, and like most of the time you're gonna be in your costumes. I could rewear this shirt if I wanted to, because I just did a show, I've got a small break, about to do a show, then I'm gonna go home and have a shower, go to bed. So you could reuse your clothes as well. So think about that. Step number 2, your digs. Your digs, that's basically where you're gonna be staying. It's your accommodation, right? Make sure that you don't just book anywhere because it's cheap. A lot of people get into the mistake of doing that and then end up crying because like the place is a mess, it's disgusting, or like, it's just not living standards, or the bed's cheap, so like you can't even sleep properly because there's springs on your back. Book where you will be comfortable, okay? Think about things that are requirements. So we have Ben Eagle, who is our princess on tour, such a diva. He only stays in places where he has his own bathroom. That is his requirement. So ask him, anywhere you stay, do you have your own bathroom? Yes, he does. And some people don't mind sharing a bathroom, like me. If I'm staying in a place with somebody, sometimes we have to share the bathroom. But I need to also think, okay, I'm sharing a bathroom with them. I don't know them. Are they really clean? Are they gonna be leaving toothpaste residue in the sink? Are they gonna have like their hairs in the bathroom? You know, you have to think about these things. When those things happen, you can't cry too much because you did that to yourself. You knew you were gonna be sharing a bathroom. Also, make sure that you check the reviews, because in the reviews, most people are always honest most of the time. Like, they're honest. They'll be like, yeah, this was nice, but this, but this, but this. So you have to look at the reviews. If it says like, you know, it's a gorgeous place, 10 out of 10, there's loads of reviews, then more times out of 8, the place is going to be really nice. And just think about your own comfort. Also, shared kitchen. Think about if you don't mind cooking with people there. I have a thing where I just don't feel comfortable cooking in people's houses. Like, I'll go there and they're like, hi, yeah, you know, here you go. There's a stove, a microwave. There's this, pots and pans, go there, pots, pans, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
Got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams,
Chicken, duckin', you name it! Like, that would be so nice. And I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely will. And then I just don't, because I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like it's not my space. So if I'm staying in place for 3 days, I'm like, okay, I can definitely be fine with staying with somebody. If I'm staying in a place for a week, I'm like, I want to be by myself. So I'm more likely to go into booking.com and get like a 1-bedroom apartment, right? In the 1-bedroom apartment, I feel comfortable. I have my cooking stuff, like that's fine. It's just a preference. Sorry, I really lost my train of thought there. And then your budget, like it depends whether you're on equity. I think equity minimum right now for digs, £330, I believe, per week. Sometimes you will go to a place that is just really expensive. Some places in the country, like London, for example, if you're staying in London, they might put the money up a bit for accommodation, maybe. But say you were staying in London, you have to think like, okay, this is going to be really expensive. So in another place, like right now we're in Sunderland. Sunderland was really cheap. Like I'm sharing with my friend Misha, and it's good money, it's fine. So I would save the money that I didn't spend in Sunderland for my digs and know, okay, I'm going to London next week, so I'll use the rest of that money to pay for London. Do you know what I mean? So you have to kind of juggle it. Like just try and be as responsible, trust me. Try and be as responsible as you can with money. Number 3, be the best version of you. Listen, some people in the world aren't good people, and that's okay. Try your best. When you're on tour, you're literally in this bubble. It's just you and the gang. It's your cast and your crew. It makes life so much easier if you're just a good person. Just try to be kind. You have to work on yourself, because to be fair, sometimes like we all have those intrusive thoughts, and that is okay. But it's what you do, like your projection of what you do. Like you thought something, did you just think it and say, okay, that wasn't very nice, let me leave it at the door? Or did you think it and say, I'm gonna say this, and then just ruin everything? So just be the best version of yourself. Like, just work on yourself. You could go to an audition or like even in the rehearsal process and you're like a great person, but eventually, because tours are like, maybe you might have a short one of like maybe 3 months, even a month. But eventually the facade will start to fade. Like, the layers will peel off. So you have to make sure that you're continuously working on yourself. Whether that is having a counsellor, they're talking about your issues and stuff, allowing yourself to just work on yourself. If you're religious like me, a lot of prayer, a lot of sermons, things to keep like building on what makes you a good person, what makes you a good God-fearing person. If you're not religious, it might be just surrounding yourself with good people. I always say light attracts light. If you hang out with people that like to gossip and they're not very nice, and you know there's always an issue and it's bitter, negative, it will rub off on you, and you will start to like oh yeah, that's true, and then you'll just you'll start to build on that, and then all of a sudden like you're a part of that gang. To be on tour, the best thing is to have like just complete good vibes. Do you know what I mean? A complete good vibe. Right now, we have the most lovely cast. We are so blessed to have such a fantastic cast. I feel so comfortable with them. I feel like I could just lean on people. So like Ben and Misha, like they're my besties here. You know, I just feel like they're always there for me. And if anything happens, I just talk to them, and it's just good vibes. At the end of the day, like nobody wants to be in a bad work environment. Whether that's an actor, whether you're working in an office, whether you're working as a teacher, whether you're a doctor, like everyone wants to be in a good work environment, because you're able to do your job like great, like you're able to produce because you're happy. And I don't, even though negative people, they seem like they're having a laugh, but I don't think they're truly happy. Are you truly happy? Just try and be a good person, and if you can't really fake it till you make it, because the facade peels off. So try to work on yourself and just try to be pleasant. You don't have to be perfect. Just be kind. Little disclaimer, I'm not perfect, and sometimes I'm a right witch, but I like to think that I work on myself and I try to do better. Trust me, I'm not holier than now, but I try to be a good person, and it's the trying. God loves a trier. Tip number 4, be prepared. Yum, yum, yum. Be prepared, guys. You'll be given your schedule in advance, and they'll be like, this is the best time to book your trains, this is the best time to book your digs. Like, try your best to get on with it, because that way you don't have to stress about it. A lot of people, Zane, are very lastminute.com. They are blessed people because they always end up fine in the end. You might be one of those people, lucky you. But you might be more like me, more of an anxious blob. So if I don't book my accommodation well in advance, I have serious anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't booked this place. I need to do it. Oh no, what if there's no space? Don't be like me. The best way to prevent that is to be prepared. So they will send you out a schedule, and then it will literally say travel day, and it will say where you are in the world. On the travel day, they usually will tell you the best train to get and the price that they're going to give you for that train. So you want to book your trains in advance, because sometimes they go up, also sometimes they go down. So it's literally just juggle it. But with your accommodation, try your best to book, because if you book in advance, usually you'll get like the best thing that you want, and it'll probably be at the best price as well. Because you got to remember, you're on tour with a bunch of other people. You've got your cast and your crew. They all need those exact same dates, and they all would prefer probably within walking distance to the theatre. So book your digs, book them ASAP. Not in a stressful way, don't stress, but book them. On that note, with being prepared, I wouldn't recommend doing it before you start. On tour, you will make friends, hopefully. Me and Misha, I love Misha to bits, like, we're like so close now. And when they give in the new schedule for our next list of digs, sometimes I'll be looking for like a 2-bed, she'll be looking for a 2-bed as well, and we'll just share. So she'll be in one room, I'll be in the other room. I've been very lucky, because like this last stretch of the tour, like Emily was like, does anybody want to share with me? I'm like, yeah. Misha's like, does anyone want to share with me? I'm like, yeah. So it's great when you get on with people, because you feel comfortable to stay with them. Like, you walk in together. If you finish late, you can walk back together. Like, it's just nice. So when you make friends, you will definitely be able to get digs with them. But don't stress too much. Like, during the rehearsal periods, like, they will tell you like get your digs, but don't get all like frantic about it. Just during the rehearsals, take your time. You can book your digs. Like, it will be fine. If you're really struggling, I'm sure one of the production team won't mind to help you to look for it, or give you some ideas. So there are different places that you can go to book digs. So Theatre Digs is one that is just for actors, and it's great because they make them nice and affordable as well. You usually might be staying in someone's house. Sometimes they have like their own serviced accommodation, so you'll just be living by yourself, like self-serviced. Also, you have digs list. So that is a digs list that the theatre provides. Like, these are the people that the theatre usually works with. Like, they'll just list a bunch of houses. And you can usually find that on the theatre's website, or if you just Google the theatre and their digs list, and it will just come down with a whole website page of places where you could stay, which they recommend. Also, you can do Airbnb, which is, you know what Airbnb is. Booking.com, again, you know that. And also hotels. So like, sometimes near the theatres, a lot of the time, there might be a travel lodge within walking distance, Premier Inn, and the other ones. So if you need a hotel, Trivago. Booking.com, yeah. funkypigeon.com. Final tip before I get onto the Q&A that I answer on Instagram. Money, 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 could be funny in a rich man's world. Guys, you're on tour. Don't get too carried away. Like, save your money. What are you doing? Behave yourself. What I don't understand, a lot of people, you make money and then maybe you go out every night and you drink and you spend it and you spend, and then it comes to the end of the tour and you're just like, oh, I haven't saved anything. And you know how it is to be an actor. It takes a while to get another job sometimes. If you're lucky, it doesn't, but for the most of us, it takes us a little while to get a new job. So you have to take these things into consideration. Once it all finishes, how you gonna pay your rent? How you gonna buy your groceries? How you gonna live your life? save money, ideas to save money with food, especially because, man, girl, do you know how hard it is to save on food? Oh, so let me give you a few tips. So if you get accommodations where you have a kitchen, cook. Bring your little seasonings in your little carry-on. That's what I have. I've carry around seasonings. So I have like a little couple shakers, all-purpose seasoning I leave in my suitcase. And so when I have a kitchen and like if I went out and got some salmon, you know, just season that one time, sorted. Obviously, if you cook, you meal prep, and that's just say you spent like maybe £10, £15 on ingredients, and then that could probably last you like the whole maybe three days at least, like 15 quid for 3 days. Like that's not bad at all. Also, if you don't know how to cook, there's YouTube, and then also there's microwave deals. I do that a lot. I can cook, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's easier because you know what I said, I don't like cooking in people's spaces. So sometimes it's easier just for me to go to M&S or Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Aldi, whatever supermarket you like. They always have a meal deal section. You might be able to get 3 meal deals for like £9 or 3 meal deals for like £4. I don't know, it depends where you go. You know, and that's your dinner for what, 3 days. Easy. Also, like, think about your breakfast. I'll show you what I get. For breakfast, I'll usually have this bad boy. Oh, so good. I discovered it on tour and it is chef's kiss. So all it is oats porridge. All I need is hot water. Sorted, stir. Done. That's my breakfast. Sometimes for lunch, I'll have a cheeky pot noodle. This is my favorite brand. Like, I don't really be playing with that super noodle stuff because I'm a bit bougie. So this for me is my favorite brand. It's actually it's a bit expensive. It's like £1.70 for one, and that's on meal deal rate in Tesco's currently. Or I'll get some fruit. I mean, I would not, it's only because they don't really have a Tesco's here within walking distance. I personally wouldn't get M&S fruits because this was like £3.65 and that was really expensive. But you can get like a whole pot in Tesco's for 3 quid, like way more fruits selection as well. So it's only because it was like Tesco's like 20 minutes away. And also, just don't go out every night. You might try once a week as a cast and crew. You'll go out for a dinner and that's cool. But you don't have to do it every night. So I know most nights, like we might go to a pub, have a drink, have a laugh, that's cool. Sometimes I won't go because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save my money today. I don't need to drink. Or I'm not a drinker. Like I don't be fooling around alcohol that much. I like a cheeky Copperberg or a amaretto sour. So yeah, you don't have to go out every night. And even if you say you do want to go out because you just want to be around your friends, you don't have to drink alcohol. You could have like £2 orange juice. But even that is expensive, like for one glass, you know, because you can go to like Tesco's and buy like the whole box. But like if you wanted to go out, or me, I'll just have my big flask of water and I'll just be there socializing. I just have my water, like I'm good. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to spend. I know here sometimes people will offer to buy you a drink. They might get rounds and stuff. If that is not a bit of you and you can't afford it, trust me, like most people, if they're nice people, like they're not judging you for it, you know, you could easily just say, no, I'm okay, I've got my own thing, like I'm gonna get my own thing, you know, you don't, so that you don't have to buy around. Or perhaps you'll just be like, you might not want to drink, you know, like don't ever feel pressured to spend your money. Just have a good time. Most people just want you there just to be a part of the vibes. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It's especially if, like me personally, I am saving because I've got a big event next month. So I'm trying to save. So I can't afford to do rounds. And in general, like my money, like I'm big on saving. I'm big on, you know, I'm really particular of what I spend my money on. Not in a stingy way, just in a like, I ain't rich way. So I won't buy around. But sometimes I might say, oh Zane, do you want a drink? Or Ben, do you want a drink? If I'm already ordering, and then like maybe next time they'll say, Georgie, do you want a drink? So like you kind of, like the money is kind of going back and forth in a way. But I wouldn't do a round because I can't afford it, and that's okay. Q&A section. Oh, it's a dizzy girl. So I put something on Instagram and I got some responses, some really good questions. Go you guys, I love that. Somebody said, how do you eat properly on tour? Well, by properly, I'm sure he means like healthy, because it's so easy to go to a McDonald's, then go to a KFC, then go to a Subway. You know, it's so easy to just eat junk. Junk is cheap, junk is quick, junk is yummy. Like, it's so easy. But to actually think about like eating healthy, like it's more of a choice, and sometimes it can be more expensive, I think. But to be honest, it helps you in the long run. It helps you because I find when I be eating junk, it makes me really groggy and I don't feel like I can do my job properly because I'm on stage just like McDonald's. So I try to eat as healthy, like just for myself. And obviously I've got a big event next month. So here's some tips. Cook, obviously. In Tesco's, yeah, they have this, it's a stir fry deal. So it's like you get a packet of stir fry seasoning, then you get noodles, and then you get vegetables or whatever. So what I do often, especially if I'm by myself, only if I'm by myself, I think that costs £3.50. That lasts me for at least 2 days. I'll buy those, I'll go back to my digs and I cook it. If I wanted to mix it up, I'm a pescatarian, so maybe I'll add some prawns to it. Or if you eat meat, you know, you could add some chicken or whatever you want to it and thicken it up as well, because obviously just vegetables can be a bit, it's not as filling. And that usually that's yummy, it's healthy enough. Salad bowls, I love a Subway salad bowl. I actually think they're more expensive than they should be, but I do like a Subway salad bowl. Every grocery store has their own little salad bowl, their own little twist. Personally, what I do, I wake up, I would skip breakfast and just do the show and then have like a nice lunch, or I will have a porridge from Tesco, or I'll have some fruit to start my day. And then for lunch, I will have a good healthy meal, whether I've cooked it, like I said, from the meal deal stuff, or I will get a meal deal, a sandwich, crisps, and a drink. I don't drink any fizzies. I only drink water and sometimes juice. And then for dinner, sometimes we might go out for a cast dinner, so I might treat myself, have a nice big dinner, or maybe I'll get like an M&S. I like the M&S dinner ready meals. Like they have this little pastas that's so yummy. And don't overeat when you feel full. That's it. Sometimes like I'll have a Nando's because Nando's is my place to be. I'll have a Nando's and I can't finish the whole Nando's, and I will leave the rest for later. My Nando's meal now is literally like, I said I'm a pescatarian, but sometimes I eat chicken. So I'll have like half a chicken, I'll have the spicy grains and broccoli, and I'll have half of it. I'll have a quarter of the chicken, and then I'll have half of the rice, and then half of the broccoli, and then eat the rest later. And you just save money by like eating less rest later. Yeah. Who would I miss the most? I'll miss everybody, but I think mainly I'll probably miss Ben, Misha, and Zayn. Not to choose favourites or anything. We have so much bants and love, and yeah, I'll miss them a lot. How much does the company pay for expenses, and what expenses do they pay for? Which is a really good question. Well, sometimes you have like a private contract with the company, or you will be on an equity contract, is what we're on, which currently is £300 for digs, living. Then they will pay separately for trains. So the way they do trains is like on the day when they look, whatever the train ticket is, then that's the train that you get. What is my go-to meal? I feel like I spoke about food a lot. I'm a simple girl. I like to get this, and I like to get some Tesco sushi. When we were in Birmingham, they had a wasabi, and I was in wasabi every day because I love sushi. But I think my go-to meal is probably a Nando's, a nice cheap and cheerful Nando's. But if I have to cook, my go-to meal would be in Tesco's. You can get some salmon. You can get there's like a bunch of vegetables, so they have like the tender stem broccoli and sometimes sweet corn, and also get some roast potatoes, season it up, make it nice, throw it in the oven. Chef's kiss. Easy, quick. I love it. And the final question was, how do you stay from getting bored? I don't know what you mean. Perhaps on stage. You can't really get bored on stage because you have to be on it. If you're listening, make sure you're listening. As an acting tip, make sure you're listening to what's going on. Like if you're listening, you can't get bored on stage because you have to be in the moment. You're present. There's too much going on, and especially if you have a really good audience. Like sometimes they'll be shouting out stuff and they'll have interesting reactions. Like there's so much to do. Maybe being bored in general. I don't know, you're going around on tour, like you're literally, well for us, we're around the UK, we're seeing all these places that I would have never gone to, maybe I've never even heard, like Inverness. I don't know where the heck that was. So we went to Inverness, and like if I felt bored, I would go for a walk. If you're an explorer, which I'm not, you can't be bored. Personally, I don't really like going out. Like I'm a homebody, so I like to go to work, then go back to my digs. So my day usually is like, I'll go to work, do my job, I'm happy, socialize with my friends, then I'll come into my dressing room, maybe have some things that I should be catching up on. The month's coming, but if I wasn't, I was gaming. I love me some, I'm currently trying to finish off Legend of Zelda, the Tears of the Kingdom, so I was gaming a lot. Like sometimes, like Ben, he's a bit needy. So he likes people. So he'll come into my dressing room and he'll be in here and we're having a laugh, a chat. You have Netflix, you have Disney Plus, you have Amazon. Like there is no way in this 2023 that people are getting bored. There's too much to do. There's so many things to do. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's been a while, so I hope that I've made you happy. Next month, it's a busy month for me, so you probably won't see me then. But after, I'm gonna be around, girl. I'm gonna be around. If you like this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you have any more questions, or if you just want to say hi. If you came to the show, let me know, put in the comments, and let's parlay. All right, guys. Love you guys. Mwah. See you later.